died in one of those fires, and more of us went because it was fantastic. And then several years later, another guy died, and we had another reason to celebrate. And we just started off. Originally, we just planted some 100-year-old rose bushes from 𝗏𝗏𝗏. We planted them in the grounds of the temple by the lake there.
I've got a little bit. I've got a quick thing I need to say to everybody watching at the moment. I would say I apologize that we actually lost reception, but I have a live recording. I'm actually recording this interview, and I'll be uploading that separately because it looks like we lost our feed at one point, and I don't know when that was. But I've got the whole thing recorded, so. Thanks for sticking with us, and I don't know why we lost the perils of the internet. So yeah, anyway, David, not to worry, we've got this whole thing recorded in the background anyway, so I'll be uploading this whole new thank goodness. You know, I knew there might be some tech issues related to this, so we've got it all. Oh man, you know, what can you do? That's just the way it is. Before we end this, I wanted to there was a couple of questions online that people have asked me to put to you. One was from Paul Wallace, who follows my ZCM page. Thank you very much. He says, "What is the strangest experience you have had on two wheels in Thailand?"
Oh dear me. There's been a few funny ones, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Right. So possibly the two funniest ones. Here we go. Wanderers coming back a big bottle of Jameson from the in Nong Khai. I had one of those 6-litre bottles of Jameson like that bike. Took me several days to carry that back to the Chang Room. Bike was quite an experience. I was riding very carefully so I didn't break my bottle of whiskey. But the most frightening one was probably when the chain lube exploded in my bag on the bike.
Yeah, I remember that.
Maybe that was when I had that big bottle of Jameson in the bike. I can't remember. I had too much luggage in the bike coming back from Laos. I either had some extra Jameson's bike, and I had to repack my luggage somehow. So I had a couple of cans of chain lube that I'd taken with me on the trip. Two half-used cans. I'll use them on the trip to lube the chains. As I was coming back, and they had to repack that, and that was I repacked it in a bag that's right on the tail of the bike.
Mm-hmm.
It'd been okay for a couple of days, but on the day that it blew up, I must have repacked the bag, and the chain lube was on the side where the exhaust pipe was, and it got too hot.
Yeah.
So as I'm flying down the road from Ultra, sitting on about 130 or something like that, I heard a boom. I thought, you've blown a tyre. And I wiggled around, and the tyre's okay. And then I looked in the mirror of the bike, and I could see all my clothes, everything all laying down the road behind me. Bloody hell, what's that? And stopped and pulled over, and my bag had blown up. There was a hole in the bag. There were shirts and stuff that caught on fire, and all my undies and my clothes were all scattered in the road. It was really quite fun. That was bizarre, picking all that.
You know, you actually saved me from making any error like that because of your story. I actually have two little mini pannier bags at the side of my bike. I always make sure that anything pressurized is well away from the exhaust because I've learned from you never to have it anywhere near heat.
Ah, well, there you go. You owe me one.
So actually talking about motorcycles now, what is your favorite for riding around Southeast Asia?
Southeast Asia, well, certainly, Highway 13 in Laos is awesome. The Lumbang Road is fantastic.
What's your favorite motorcycle?
Motorbike, yes. No, that has to be the Africa Twin. That's a winner, hands down, every time.
That's a question from John Blackie.
I had that for 15 years, and I did 320,000 kilometres on the bike. And I really didn't want to sell it, but in the end, it was requiring constant care with the kilometres I'd done. But also at the time, the fuel economy wasn't great, and it was costing too much money for petrol. I was riding hard, probably about 12 kilometres a litre, and maybe up to 19 when it was okay. Riding slowly, so I was quite fuel hungry. But I remember one trip especially, I went over to Naarm for the night, and I left early, and I got into Naarm in the dark. The next day I left early, got back in the same line in the dark. But I did several tanks of fuel on that trip, and my fuel bill for that trip was about 1,500 baht. 1,500 was more.
Right.
No, it was a couple of thousand baht for that trip to Naarm. Maybe it was only 3,000 baht for fuel.
Okay.
Because I think in those days it was costing about 700-800 baht a tank of fuel. So I used to
Wow.
tanks there.
Yeah, expensive.
2,000 baht costing fuel, and that was my house rent was only 5,000 baht.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I was riding in those days. My fuel bill every month was getting horrific. It was too much money, and I couldn't afford to maintain it. So the Africa Twin had to go, and then I bought the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is quite reliable. I did 100,000 kilometres on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and then the 𝗏_𝗏 came, and then 𝗏_𝗏 was the winner, absolutely.
Actually,
I got rid of the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and the 𝗏_𝗏𝗏.
I've got another question, and this one comes from Keith Sharp. He actually wants to know what it was your funniest riding moment in your travels that you've ever had. Oh no, beg your pardon, that's the wrong question. That was from John. This one, if you could go back in time and change one thing, what would it be and why?
Oh, change one thing. I don't know if I'd do anything a great deal differently. I would just say if I had to learn to read and write Thai, would make a significant difference.
Yeah,
make
sure.
things so much easier here, and maybe try to speak Thai a lot better than I have done, you know.
Well,
but otherwise, I really have no complaint.
you sent me an image just before the interview online, and it was showing a graph. Would you like to talk to me about that? It shows the different roads: Singapore Road, Patang, Doi Patang, etc.
Oh yeah, that's it. I would say that's the most amazing sort of ride you can do in the north there. Absolutely. That's the one I call the Great Roller Coaster Road.
Right.
The Great Roller Coaster Mountain Ride. And you go up and down these mountains. There's 5 of them you do in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really nothing like that you can put together like that in North Thailand. And they're all either out of Chiang Khong or out of Perth. And that's Singapore Road, Doi Patang, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, the Big Dipper, and the Lau Road. There's 5 of them. You go up and down all of them. And they're
Real
all
roller
incredibly
coasters.
steep, and they have to be generating fast.
So actually adding on to that and to sort of wind up the interview, which has been fantastic, is what really is the what really has been the top roads that what should be the must ride roads, like the top, I don't know, top 5 must ride or top 4 must ride roads.
Oh, I don't know if there's so much at the top road you do.
Or top loops.
I would say it's a destination, a place you go to.
Sure.
It's North Thailand. It's full of amazing roads. And almost any road in Naarm is fantastic. So you would go to the top road places to go. Would you go to Rak Thai on the Mae Song Loop? Out of Chiang Khong, you do that Great Roller Coaster Road. You do the Big Dipper.
Mm-hmm. Got a nice photo of you at Ban
go
Rak Thai. Yeah.
And other 2, you go to the Kuntars, two old camps, you know. One's at Doi Lang out of Mae Ai, and the other camp is in Third Thai. And I really believe you can't say you've ridden North Thailand unless you've done that one. Those 2 places, they're really fantastic and special. And then also up out of Nan, 𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗏𝗏, the old communist headquarters, is way up in the mountains, right on the Lao border. And that's the very last place where they had a battle with the communists there. And to get there and go do that is really fantastic. That's a proper adventure as well.
I would say that out of all of those that you've suggested, that the Big Dipper one is actually the shortest of them all, but it's still worth doing, even if you have to look back on yourself. It's such a short ride, but it's fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing. You go up and down over that mountain there. What is it? It's 18 kilometers or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not very far.
Not far, and it catches you.
Come back and do it the other way.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I know there's a really tight switchback there, and then suddenly once you're up over the top, you have a panoramic viewpoint, and then you see the road coming up beyond as well, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible. If you do it the very first time you do it, you probably should do it going from west to east. Go from 10:20 across to 11:55.
Right.
Because you go down the switchbacks and you hit one dip. The first dip you hit is only 16%. It goes up over the hill and then wow, right down the bottom.
Yeah. Fantastic.
The second one is 18%. But the second dip, 18%, you can see it clearly, so you can have a crack at and carry some speed up and down. And when it hits the bottom, you go straight up
Yes.
again. That's incredible feeling, really super.
Yeah. So I've got one last question, and it's from John again, john 𝗶𝗃𝗏, and he says, "Why did you?"
John.
Yeah, from John. Yeah, our friend John. He says, "Why did you replace the 𝗚_𝗏𝗏 so soon, and it could still go another 100 kilometers, and why? And your yellow one as a replacement?"
Oh, yellow's the colour, isn't it? No,
Bumble.
the old 𝗚𝗏𝗏 had 180,000 kilometres on it. My intention was to take it out to 200,000 and sell it. But as it got older, it needed more maintenance, and little bits and pieces started to wear out on it and needed fixing up. And for me, from Changkom to Chiang Rai, it's a 100-kilometre trip to the bike shop. Sometimes I had the parts, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes the mechanic wasn't available. And say it was done today, then it'd be 2 days or 3 days. And in the end, I got tired of hanging out in Chiang Rai to fix the bike. It was costing money and time. If I was living in Chiang Rai, you could get all that done in a day in a bike shop, and you wouldn't need to rent a hotel room. So in the end, I thought, I'm sick of that. The downtime is too great, and I said, okay, I'll just go and get another bike.
Yeah, fair enough. But you love the bike.
The one was no good, and it was breaking down. That's not true at all.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. Well, look, Dave.
The one that was bulletproof, still originally fantastic.
I'm going to say that again. Apologies to anyone who tuned in and we dropped out. And not to worry, because I have recorded the entire interview in a better quality anyway, and that will be uploaded with additional links and links to where you can go to view the old photographs and David's website and multiple other things. This is my moment to say goodbye to David. Thank you so much for being my guinea pig in this experiment. And I want to say to everybody, many thanks for tuning in, and thank you, David, and please hit that subscribe, because actually this stuff takes work. I've been stressed. So drop your like and subscribe, and take a look at David's website. And if you are riding in this region or coming to this region, it's a great source of information, and also you can take part in lots of community activities in the GT Riders. So brilliant. It's time to go. Sorry for the tech issues, and I hope to meet up with you in person soon, David.
Thank you, Ted. Yeah. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.